The year is 1883, and this story begins in Travancore, atop a hill called Maruthwamala. It is the last hill on the southernmost tip of the Indian peninsula. On it lives a reclusive sage, a sannyasi, one who has given up all the comforts of his life. He sleeps on the rocks under the open sky. He drinks water from a nearby pond, a natural spring of water atop the hill. He survives on scarcely available food, from the wild growth of some browning bushes. In bad weather, he takes shelter in the rocky caves of the hill. He was known as Nanu Ashan. He had been living on this hill all alone for the last few years. He has no one for company, none other than the wildlife, the fauna and flora of Maruthwamala. Nanu Ashan has given up his family and all his worldly belongings. All that he owns now is a loincloth, which he wears around his waist. He has chosen not to look back at any of the worldly possessions that he has given up. Now, he has no attachments. He is free from even the thoughts about a life that he surrendered. Like a true sannyasi, he does not go back to his childhood home. Not even his thoughts would go back to that home. In fact, those thoughts have all withered away. His thoughts are filled with questions about the universe. Is this world real? Are we humans the physical matter of our bodies? Or are we the mind that is aware of ourselves? Or are we really a thinking substance? What is the cause of the sorrow and hardship that humankind faces? Why are some humans less fortunate in social conditions than others? Like Plato of Athens, like Spinoza of the Dutch Republic, like Immanuel Kant of Germany, Nanu Ashan of Travancore has a mind full of thoughts that are metaphysical in nature. Apart from the knowledge that he has gained from philosophical texts and debates until then, Nanu Ashan has the urge to seek the answers to the metaphysical questions that bother him. Being spiritually inclined, he engages in an ancient practice of seeking answers, through the practice of meditation for controlling thoughts, and by contemplative inquiry into his own mind for the experience of the truth. This method of self-inquiry, called Atma Vidya, takes up a significant part of the years he spends at Maruthwamala. Gradually, to a point of awakening, he gains answers and inexplicable insights into the questions that bothered him. He has learned the truth behind many mystifying questions. He has experienced a kind of wisdom that he now cannot unlearn. The world is not the same for him anymore. Around the year 1886, he decides to move down from the hill to more inhabited areas. His first station is the naturally scenic village called Aruvippuram, with its forested hill slopes rolling down to the banks of the river Nayar. Now, at Aruvippuram, he has the urge to share his experiences. He needs to be a teacher. One by one, younger seekers of knowledge gather around him. He sets up a temple for the local village folk and an ashram for his disciples to live with him. The experiences of his spiritual realization pour out from him in the form of fluent poetry. Prolific in his writing style, his literary works are often dictated at moments of inspiration, and even his astute disciples struggle hard to write down his extempore outpourings word for word. Nanu Ashan goes on to author several philosophical poems. The most prominent among his literary works is the Atma Upadesha Shadakam. In that 100 verses of self-instruction, he vividly explains his experiences of the awakening at Maruthwamala and the answers to many of the metaphysical and social questions for which he sought answers. The ethical philosophy that he dictates is one that holds high the values of equality, diversity, and inclusiveness for multicultural coexistence, and the love for the earth and its sustainability. Nanu Ashan is not anymore the reclusive sannyasi that he was in the past. He is a transformed man, a self-confident teacher, an intellectually inspiring and charismatic fountain of knowledge. He gradually comes to be known as Narayana Guru Swamy. Thus, a guru is born.